Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the Grow Program. Thank you for growing with me on today. As I am here at the lighthouse, beaming light from the lighthouse, sowing seeds of love everywhere, mowing and sowing. That's what I'm doing in here. Driving out the evil and hate of the spiritual warfare. They outside sowing and mowing too. They out there cutting grass. So, I'm in here still. I want to be in here because, out there in the actual spiritual warfare, it's hard to find peace there. It's hard to go somewhere and find, where you can just go be alone because here comes somebody or here comes something, and you just can't, really find nowhere to be alone. But, sometimes in your own house, within the house, within the lighthouse, sometimes you can find a little bit of peace, just a little bit. Because see, look, I also have children in here, and I'm telling you, they really don't like to give me no peace either. So that's life, honey. But look, we got to press on. We got to keep on pushing. I got to. I cannot let nothing break me. I can't. I really can't. I got a bad back. I do. I got a bad back, but honey, I get on the good foot. James Brown told us that. Get on the good foot. You got to get on the good foot, the foot that feel a little bit better, the foot that don't feel, to make that side feel a little better. Just get on that good foot and lift it up, twist it up. You just gotta move around a little bit. That's what I'm saying. And then Curtis Mayfield said, still, keep on pushing. Hallelujah. Get on the good foot, but keep on pushing. Hallelujah. So, see, I do both of them. When that back get to cutting up, I have to move and kind of shift around a little bit. I kind of have to, I can't just lay down with it. I can't give up, honey. I can't, I can't give up. And another thing I can't do, I can't let him keep trying all these medicines out on me. I don't know. I can't do that no more. We tried that. See, because the medicines, it'll target the pain. It'll target a certain area in there with the pain. It targets different things. But at the same time, those medicines have side effects. Start targeting some other things. Those side effects, they listed. You don't never read that package, honey. You don't never read that package. You gotta take that, open that pill up, do what the doctor say. Doctor say, I want to try this. Well, let's try this. Let's try that. Honey, we kept trying stuff till one day I couldn't walk no more. My son had to carry me outside, to the medic van, to the ambulance. Had to carry me out, to the hospital. I couldn't move. It hurt so bad. I was in so much pain, and I'm telling you, and then on top of that, I was developing an infection in my colon. Developing. No, we can't have that. I had a whole lot of other stuff going on. Different things, medicine doing. Dizzy spells. These different side effects I'm dealing with. Wait a minute. But yeah, the back feel better, but wait, we got some other stuff going on, Doc. So what Doc said, let me try this. He rolled over to this prescription pad, ready to write some stuff out. Let me ship it off. He's going to go ahead. He ain't going to give me the prescription. Just going to ship it on off. Straight to the pharmacy. They ain't going to let me read it. Let me at least just read what you wrote down. Let me know. Let me know, Doc. These my files. I want to know what's going on. So, no, let me just, he's shipping on off over there. Okay. So I go pick it up. You don't read that stuff. You don't read them side effects and different things. And now, thank God, I don't even have a TV. Because, see, they was already getting on my nerves with them commercials. The old songs, now you got to relate it to a medicine. They done took the song and took it and put it with a medicine. So every time you think about this song, you got to think about, I got a headache. That's right, I do. Yeah, I got a headache. Oh yeah, I'm dancing, but I still remember. Yeah, I'm getting dizzy. I'm out here cutting the grass, dancing. But oh yeah, but I'm getting dizzy. That medicine make you remember. Yeah, you sick. So look, and the music. That's what I'm saying. So I don't have no TV, cause honey, even then, like my dad do, he watch TV with the sound off. He just look at it. Just watch TV with I was doing that too. But look. You come to find out, God says study and show yourself approved. Don't just stick on this and be stuck on that. Because, see, I found out, depends on where you getting your information at. They'll put their little spin on it, little twist on it. Yahoo, CNN, AP, all them different networks. They put their own spin on different things. Twist it up different ways, to fit the way they wanted to portray. Because it couldn't even be that way. It could be another way. I found out it's been another way. So look, I just go, I go with the flow of God. God points me where I need to go right now. Because see, one day, the wisdom gonna come straight from, come straight from God. Look, I don't really want to be, I'm in this world, but I'm not of this world. So this world don't affect me. I'm telling you. All I know is God's will shall be done on earth as it is in heaven. So that's what I roll with. I don't roll with what they doing over here or what they done over there. I don't focus on the spiritual warfare. I'm aware of it. I'm aware of what's going on. I'm aware of what they did. I'm aware of what happened. You think that you done seen it all, but you ain't seen it all. You haven't seen it all. Keep living. Keep growing. Keep rising. Keep sowing. Because look, you're going to see some beautiful things. Reflections of the way life used to be is nothing like the plans God has for me. So keep on growing. Keep on rising. Keep on lifting. And keep sowing and growing some more. I'm telling you, honey, you got to. You got to keep growing for the breakthrough. You got to sow love. Just sow love over there. When you walk in there, how they gonna look at you? All eyes on me. That song gonna ring in your head when you walk in the door. You already know. All eyes on me. So that's what he said. That's what the king said. He said, all eyes, he already know, and that's how it is. You walk in the room, all eyes, everything stop. Look at you. So, portray. Be your majesty. Walking there with your head up. Going on to get your strut. I'm telling you. Ain't no shame in your game. I'm telling you, seen the trucker. He doing the dance, honey. I'm telling you, treat him right. And that's exactly what he doing. He treating us right, honey, with that dance. Because I'm telling you, he busting some moves. Treat him right. Ooh. Treat him right. He getting down. I'm trying to do it. But he was getting down, honey. So that's what he doing. He treating us right. He busting some moves. He getting down. And I love it. Love, when I see him, he sure put a smile on my face. I'm grinning ear to ear, just to see someone trying to sow some love, someone trying to grow love. You may have a little tiny platform. You may not have no platform at all. You got some kind of platform. Use that platform to grow love. Use that platform to sow love. Don't sow into the spiritual warfare. Don't sow into the hate. Let's turn it around and make the world great. Let's do that. I'm telling you. You just think about, your childhood, growing up, and everything you went through to help who you are today. To form who you are today. The people who done came in your life. I've had a mix of different people. Even as we were going through I didn't even realize as a child that there was even, except when I got older, as a young child, I didn't see any of that. I had an uncle who had a Caucasian wife. She was beautiful. My Aunt Liz, she was beautiful. They used to take us to the toy store all the time. That's all we saw was love. We didn't see, and my mother, that's all she taught us was love. That's all I know is love. I didn't even know any different until Roots came out. When I found out the truth, I wasn't taught in school. I had Caucasian friends. When we got bussed out the neighborhood. And when we got bussed out the neighborhood, I met Caucasian friends. We bonded. Immediately. Me and Stacy, that was her name. We bonded. And even growing up, I still had a Caucasian best friend, my BFF forever. She'll always be my BFF. When we lose touch, we come back together, we lose touch, but she know who she is in my heart. Beth, I love you. So, I'm telling you, I never, was affected by race. My children, just taught my children to love, different skin, one love, one God who created us. And I'm telling you, that's how my children have gone forth, and that's how I live my life, because we are to be judged by our character. And prayerfully, our character is good. You know, we are of good character. We are of moral character. We are of godly character. We go forth in God. We go forth in love. We go forth in forgiveness. You know, we represent God each and every day. We represent God in our actions and how we grow each and every day. You know, how we live. We represent God. The legacies that are gone, you know, they're not asleep. You know, the dead know nothing. True. Okay. That's not who they are anymore. And they know nothing. That person that's there, that's not who they are anymore. The spirit that's there now, and the legacy that carries on. A beautiful legacy. A beautiful legacy that carries on, and we got to carry it on. We got to carry forth those legends. You know, we do. And we are legends. All legends aren't famous. Remember, all legends aren't famous. And you are a legend. We all got a legacy to carry forth, to lift one another, to lift this world, to make this world a better place, to make this world better today, for tomorrow, today, starting right now. We are the people who can do it. We are the people who can do it, kings and queens. We are. We are the keepers of the dream. You know, we got to roll on full steam on this mighty soul train. We do. We got to roll. That's exactly what it is. We got to look on Soul Train. You know, I'm telling you. It was a lot of dancers on there. A lot of dancers on Soul Train. You know, a lot of different skin. One love, one God who created us. Love. That's what it is. It's love, honey. God is love. Them people got together and had a good time. They got together. They didn't clown. You know, they got together and got right. I'm telling you, because first of all, the King Don Cornelius had it all together. You know, he had that together. He had that umbrella. He was up there at the top. You know, he had it. He got it together. And I'm telling you, they came together and they gave us a good time in love. You know, I'm telling you. And he told us at the end, you know, let God, he said, love, peace, and soul. So God is love. He said, go forth, love, peace, and soul. You know, so now every day, not just on Saturday, not before it's time to get ready for church. You know, not right before you're getting ready to walk into church. Okay, I got to straighten up. I know they're going to be all eyes on me. I got to straighten up before I step out in here. You know, I know what they're going to be looking like. You know, I know, you know, sister, you know, how you got to prepare yourself before you step off in there. So look, that's how we got to go forth in God. We got to be bound up in the Lord. You know, God all around you, bound up, you know, all around you, all, you know, I'm telling you, chained up in God. You know, just like you got anything else that be chained up in you and chained up all around you. I need this. I got to have that. I can't make it without this. Well, you need God. That's what you came in the world with. You didn't come in the world with none of that and your hands was empty. You need God. So go for it. That's what you really need. You need God because, see, God going to give you the best laid, best paved plans for your life. God knows the thoughts he has for you. But see, you think you know. Oh, no, I got it, God. I know what to do. I got it. Oh, what? Uh-oh. You know, I'm telling you. And it's like that. You know, just like in a cartoon. That's how it was for me. You know, the blind leading the blind. But see, he knew how far to lead me. Yo, I'm going to tell you something. God had me in the end. But look, God, okay, he said what? He said, turn my, okay, hold up, God, I got this. You said, turn my back on God and grow. Okay, let me tell you something. Honey, I was getting ready to rise up. I was getting ready to go. You know, getting ready to go there. And then he knew he never liked to hear my mouth. He would turn around and walk out, you know, and leave. So that's what he did. Because see, he done made something. He done started a fire. Turn my back on God and grow. I was getting ready to go there with you, bro. You know, husband, what? Wait a minute. No, you done really crossed the line. Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's what narcissistic people do. You know, they keep drawing the line. Keep drawing the line. See how far you go. They take your kindness for weakness. You don't just keep on going. You don't just keep on going. And then on top of that, we use the Bible, you know, for the evil breakthrough. Use the Bible. Because, you know, as I'm a minister and ministering and trying to live right, trying to do right, but he over here doing foolishness, you know, and I'm telling you, then he wanted, I'm telling you, honey, it was a mess. It was a mess. As you can see, you know, but God delivered me. But I want to tell you something about the spiritual warfare that's out there. Honey, people will try to take you there. People will try to destroy you. You know, in the end, when you don't want nothing else to do with them, then they ready to take you out. You know, in any kind of way. You know, maybe not literally, but any other kind of way. Take your job, snatch something, you know, because that, you know, that's, you know, people are controlled by, they allow evil to control them. They do, you know, in all different kind of forms, all different kind of people, you know. It's evil in all forms, evil in all kind of people, from the top to the bottom, you know, from the bottom to the top. I'm telling you, it's everywhere. It is. But what we got to do is drive the spiritual warfare out there. We got to drive it out. We got to drive it out, make the world great. I'm telling you, evil and hate, you know, I'm telling you, are prevalent. They're prevalent in front of us, evil and hate. But what is relevant is God. God is good and God is great. So let's sow love. Let's sow God. I'm telling you, honey, I get so excited. The thoughts are coming so fast. The wisdom comes so fast, but my tongue can only go so fast. You know, and then it starts stumbling over itself. Okay, so let's give God the praise anyway. Honey, I'm telling you something. We're going to keep on growing in God. We just got to keep on moving. That's all. You know, I just want you to be uplifted, because woe is not you, grow is you. You know, and I'm going to tell you. Let me tell you about grow. Let me tell you about God. You know, God is grow and grow is God. Woe is not you, grow is you. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. That's you. That look like you. That's you. That's you, all right. I see you. Yo, I see you heading on to the breakthrough. I see you down there heading on to the breakthrough. I see you sowing love. Yo, we coming up. We rising too. We linking up and locking up. And we gonna rise up. We are overcoming. That's what we doing. We overcoming. We growing. Yeah, he seen the promised land. He been to the mountaintop. Now we can see what he was talking about. Now we see it. We see it too. We growing in God for the breakthrough. So let's just keep on moving right along. You know, just like outside. You know, they be out there sowing just about every day. You know, sowing in the cold. It's cold now. Stuff is cold out there. Ain't no where the grass at. You know, but anyway, they cutting. You know, they mowing and sowing and cultivating. Whatever they doing. So let's keep on doing that in here. You know, within the inside. Within the lighthouse. You know, keep on cultivating within the lighthouse. You know, making things work right. Don't let nobody get in there in the lighthouse and push those atomic buttons. Keep those buttons pushed up. Don't let nobody get them. Keep them put up now. Put them up. You know, don't let nobody get him. He used to come over there and come and hug her just so he can push that life alert and set it off. So don't let nobody do that, honey. Keep that put up. And, you know, and work on the lighthouse within yourself. You know, work on your lighthouse, so make sure that light shines brightly. Don't let the light shine dim. Don't let your light be dim, honey. Fix your light. You know, your light's supposed to shine bright so it can light the way for others. You know, don't just light the way there for yourself just so you can see some. Let somebody else see some. Take the shades off. The eyes are the windows to the soul. Let's see what you're looking at. Oh, I went on I'm telling you, honey. Oh, look, I went there for a minute. Okay, I'm all right. No, but look, I'm telling you. But look, that's what I'm saying. The spiritual warfare will take you there, honey, make you go there. Look, see, that's what I'm saying. Ministry is about the people. Ministry is about lifting folks. Ministry is not about self. You know, it's not about lifting one to the world. It's about lifting us all to the world. Lifting us all up in God. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom all over the world. Let's rise, kings and queens.